live and it says, hey, there you are. Hi, Shel.
Hi, Peg.
Let's try this for a second time today.
Yeah, hopefully we're not really live. This is supposed
Yeah.
to be pre-recorded live.
Well,
Maybe I should have a logged in the channel just to make sure.
I guess I should probably look on my phone and see what's going on over on YouTube, but that was weird. It shouldn't have because, it wasn't scheduled until the 14th, so that shouldn't have happened. No, I don't see any videos, so I think
Okay,
we're
good,
safe
good. All
now.
right, I think we're safe.
Safe now. All right.
Anyway, it is week 2 of the October weekly challenge in Art Joy of Sharing over in our Facebook art group. Um, that's what we're doing this month in October. We're just doing some week-long challenges. There's a slide, there's steps. We are doing a video for each step. And then on the last day of that week, we will post the whole video for you to see all together. Like you do. You can see watch the whole video and see how we did it if you want to.
If you want
So
to.
week 2 is all about Latino folk art. Last week we did American folk art. It is Hispanic Heritage Week. I mean, not week, but month right now. And of course, also in October, there's a really big popular holiday that people equate with Halloween, but it is not Halloween. It's called Dia de los Muertos, and it is the Day of the Dead, or the day to honor our ancestors, people who have passed. Yeah, there's lots of really interesting traditions that go with that, including lots of folk art, which features skeletons and things like that, and bright orange marigolds and interesting stuff. So switching from kind of the subdued colors of American folk art over to bright, cheerful, colorful, fun colors of more of the Latin countries folk art. That's what we're doing this week. So we're just going to do our steps, and you can follow along as you want to, either by doing a step a day, like we suggest, so that you have a lot of time to reflect what you're doing, or you can just do it all together as one big challenge all in one day if you want to as well. First step for this week is to start with collage papers. If you guys remember last week, I was saying that I was just going to use some unused pages in some of these books from previous years for our art journaling challenges that we've had. If I for some reason didn't make a page that day for whatever reason, I might have a blank page, and I'm just going to use this blank page out of this one because it already has some colors on it that match our colors for the challenge this week, which are jungle green and pumpkin orange. Like I was talking about for Dia de los Muertos, a very popular color is marigold orange. And maybe I should have called it that and made it a little bit more yellow. But it's pumpkin orange for October. So making a collage background, you put some papers on there, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have something to put the paper on with, which would be either a matte medium or some type of glue or a glue stick. And I do not currently see the glue stick on my table.
So that's what I'm grabbing. I have some Elmer's Extreme here, and I've got let's see, I've got a hotel card here from my travels the last few weeks. So I'm going to use that to push things down. And I'm just going to get some collage down. This is step 1, is to start with collage papers. And you guys have seen enough of this that this should be nothing new to you, just putting some paper down.
Yeah, but you know what? Gluing paper down is fun. I've just got this random box here. I don't even know what all this stuff is, but I was looking for maybe some greens and some orangey colors, maybe out of this pile to see what I've got, and maybe some neutral colors. I don't even know what this stuff is. Oh, that's kind of interesting. It's got green and orange on it.
Yeah, I've got some of this real wispy paper, and I've got some, this is just like a I don't know if that's tissue paper or what that is that has the green on it. I've got some book text.
Oh, those are fun.
Just an assortment of things here.
Yeah, that's what I have too. An assortment. I really don't even know what this is, just like stuff that was on my desk. I'm not even like gonna stress about it. This challenge this month, this time in our life is all about not stressing about it.
Exactly.
We can't. We don't have the bandwidth to deal right now. So
Yeah.
this is just stuff on my desk, literally stuff on my desk.
I was telling Shel about my trip this last week and what I encountered, and she was commiserating with me. It's like, yeah. It's been fun, folks. I'll tell you, it's been fun.
I mean, this background is already fun. This is like a gel printed background of some sort. I don't know, but I'm
I
going to
like
mellow
that
it out a
background.
little bit.
That's really cool, and it's got their colors in it.
Yeah, that's the reason I picked it. But I need to mellow it out a little bit because it's maybe just a little bit too much. Can it be too much? I don't know.
Not really. And you're going to layer other stuff on top of it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So are you
working to
basically telling me that you're done with step one? Because I can, move on.
No, I'm not. I'm not
Okay.
even close to being done. I just glued my first piece of paperwork. Slow down, lady.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying that my background was already
Well,
pretty dang good.
to me, I don't have to have the whole page covered in collage. I don't. That's just me. I don't have to. I like white space. I'm good with white space. So, if you're not a collage person, you don't have to cover the whole background. I'm telling you.
In fact, it's fun to have a little bit of white space here and there. That's the reason that I'm putting on collage paper over this pretty fun background, is because I got to mellow it out a little bit. It's a little bit out of control, to be honest. So just, be creative, be mindful, know what you're doing.
What?
Have
Know
to
what
rush
I'm doing?
this. We're
Oh
not
boy,
doing.
that's asking a whole lot, Shel. Oh man.
Oh, this is really cool. Huh. I like that. Don't know exactly what it is, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it on here.
So we are doing, if you are in the Facebook group, we are doing one step each day for the week. So this is week 2. So you will have seen an entire week already, one step at a time. And then on the final day of the week, the 7th day, we put the whole video up on our channel. So that will have all the steps and, the graphic, the whole thing. So if you want to wait and do it all at once, if you want to, move ahead, and, it's kind of however you work. I kind of wanted to give people an opportunity to work in the fashion that they work in, and then also allow those people who feel intimidated by getting too much at once to just have a 15-minute play and create something. So, here we're doing a 15-minute play. We're doing one portion of this challenge for this week, the second week.
Yep.
So I hope that explains. Some people seem to be a bit confused because, we haven't been around. We haven't been explaining a whole lot. And, our lives have been really busy. Sorry about that. But we still wanted to share with you guys and help you be creative. So that's why we're doing what we're doing.
I think I just need another little piece of this interesting paper. I think this was made with, I remember doing this, styrofoam printing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Where I made a styrofoam plate and then used it.
Yep.
So,
that's fun.
cool. Look at it. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. Anyway, that's enough collage. I mean, let me grab it. Oh, baby wipe and just wipe down everything and make sure it's sealed. But other than that, I think
I need to dry that because my glue is still wet.
Oh, okay.
Because
I used a glue stick so that it could be dry pretty quick.
well, it will dry quick, but it's still a glue stick and it's still wet. So I was just using this is a book of my mother's. It's the Oxford Book of American Verse.
There you go.
And the pages are they're old and they're crumbly. Like me, old and crumbly. So they really need to be glued down on something. But I love the cover on this. You know, you can tell how old it is.
I was noticing as I was driving around that the other day to go to the grocery and stuff, that our library was having a library sale. And I meant to go over there and I just completely forgot. But I would like to grab a couple books to make journals out of. I really want to do that. Hopefully they would have some old books. I don't know what they would have, but I need to get over there and do that. All right.
So
I think we're done with step 1. Yeah.
Step 2 says scrape splatter acrylic paint.
Yes. So when you do collage as a background, sometimes it feels like it's not cohesive. Like right here, I have a very straight line. Maybe I don't want a straight line. Maybe I think that should be blended more, or right here it should be blended more. And this is your opportunity to get out some similar colors of paint. And I still just have these Dina Wakley's. This looks almost like this jungle green. So I might just use that. You could even do it with your fingers if you want, you know.
Yeah, well, I've still got this card, my travel card. So I've got some Blick acrylic matte paint. And when I was looking at the colors here, I thought that this was very similar to the background jungle green color. So I'm going to use this just to blend out some of those papers in the background.
Yeah,
So
if
scrape
there's a place
splatter
that you didn't put the color and you think it should be there, you can add it as well. This is your opportunity to really make your background interesting with a little bit of scraping and splattering and, you know, making it cool. I think maybe you could also add elements of design by, you know, scraping in a little bit of paint if there's maybe an area that you think should be emphasized or made more interesting. I mean, I could literally do this all day. I don't know about you, Peg, but I love doing this.
Well,
Adding
some days I could do this all day. Other days it's like, that's really messy.
I like messy.
That's really look at that. That's really messy. So
but fun.
But I like this color because it is bringing out that color on my page here, which I was looking for. So that was that Blick matte acrylic dark green light. I bought it for $2.65. And I think I also want to add some darks in here. I don't know. I've got this dark green deep. So I'm just going to put a dot of that out. And I'm just going to get a little bit of that on the edge here. Because I'm going to deepen up the edges.
That's a good plan. Go deep.
Going deep.
It's just trimming up a little bit of the edges here, but I've added some of the orange, some cheddar orange. I've also got this really bright pop of almost neon. I do actually have, I think, some neon on there that was on the original page, which I like how it's showing through and it's being interesting. But also I wanted to add in, a little bit of that green. And yeah, I think the only other thing I maybe need is some, like you said, some darker color, which I might go with straight old black. I don't know, maybe have a palette here. I should have a palette somewhere. There we go. I don't want to go crazy with the black because you could really just obliterate everything. So you gotta go lightly. In fact, I might splatter. That might be a good idea. Let's do that instead of scraping it on or doing it with my fingers. I might actually just splatter. So let me find my fan brush. This is a fan brush. And you can take your paint and thin it down with a little bit of water, to make it more fluid. Or you could do this with ink or whatever you want to splatter with. But then you can just kind of pat on some of these interesting patterns. And I can connect to this black by putting some pretty heavy splatter there where I need those two to kind of connect. And then maybe just here and there and in a couple other places, and I'm pretty happy. And I'll put a little bit more heavier right there. I'm just tapping the end of the brush, just kind of making a pattern running through. Well, I'm going to dry that.
So I guess we're both drying because, got wet paint now. And it needs to be a dry surface when we move on. Now, let me see where we're headed from here. Next up, let me get this. Next up, it says, create focal image using die-cut punch shapes.
Yes. And I had some punches. I thought I would create something. I'm going for a Day of the Dead page because I really love that holiday and celebrate it myself. I'm obviously not Latino or Hispanic, but where I live in southern Arizona, this is a very prevalent holiday. There's a big parade and people have puppets of Catranias and things. It's really fun. And I have an altar and I put out my dad's favorite foods like blue cheese and beer. And, you just think about people who have passed and honor them without being morbid. It's about celebrating their life and celebrating the things that they want and love. So I punched out some things and I think I'm still going to need some more, but I punched out a circle, and then I punched out some of these oval shapes, which were this. And oh, these, by the way, these are watercolor paper, and they're just scraps. So I have, like, on my cutting board, when I cut things down to size, to fit things, I have scraps. Like maybe I was cutting some ATCs or something out of a big sheet of watercolor paper, and then I end up with these little pieces, and they're good for punching or die cutting small die cuts out of, and that's what I was doing. So circles, ovals. I have this thing. I'm not sure what that shape is supposed to be, but I used it. So I had a couple of these ovals, and I thought maybe I would need to put, maybe I would just cut. See, even after you've punched something, you can still cut pieces of it off to make it a different shape. Like you might start with the shape that you wanted, and then like that's more the shape that I need. So I can take my glue stick and glue that onto that one, and it makes basically a skull shape, right? When Peg looked at this list, she's like, I don't have all that stuff down up here in this studio.
Well, I'm trying to figure out which of these papers I want to use to do my cuts with, because I didn't have a lot of orange stuff up here. You see the blue greens. I had blue, green, purple, that kind of stuff. But so I was digging through this stuff, and I was looking at this because I pretty much matched that green that was in there, but I don't have any of the orange out here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this paper because it's got some of those orange tones in it. And this is just, I don't know, I think it's a piece of magazine or something, maybe, because it's soft, but it's got paint. It's paint on both sides, and it's got the green and the, anyway, that's what I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do, instead of doing, what does it say, a die cut or a punch, for my focal image, I'm going to use a stencil because I can cut that out just like a die cut or a punch.
Yes, and just because we say use something, if you don't have it, if you don't have a punch or a die cut that is what you want to use, then use it, by all means, cut it yourself.
And that's what we mean by, this is just a guide to get you going, to get you started. It doesn't mean that it's set in stone that you have to do the steps the way we laid them out. You can do your own interpretation of them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. I want to get I was looking for a fine line pencil, which I'm not finding, so I guess I'll just use what I got here. Got a pencil, and I've got this stencil, which is a skull, and I want to go around the edge of this, but I also want to flip it over, because if you notice the stencil, this portion of the face is the bony part of this skull is different on the other side of the stencil, and I want to get that complete shape. So I'm going to flip the stencil over. This is how you can, use your stencil. And I want to line that up. Well, maybe I need at least the eye socket here, so I have an idea where the eyes are going to go. There's an eye socket and a nose and a mouth. And now I can flip it over and line my stencil up, because if you see on here, you can see the outline of that skull a little bit. And, Day of the Dead, we got to have skulls, right?
Yeah. Sugar skulls or whole skeletons.
Yeah.
Whichever you want. This glue stick does not want to glue down my pieces very much.
I'm
This heavy watercolor paper doesn't want to glue down.
Yeah, I'm just using this to get an idea of the shape of the skull, because this is what I want to not die cut, but just cut out of my paper. This is going to be my focal image. And you could layer this up, because it's a journal page and I'm not going to take a lot of time, you could layer up this skull really easily because it's kind of segmented. You could take this part and you could do another piece of paper and lay in these different sections. I might actually do that for the eye socket and that sort of thing. And you can definitely use like eyes that you're cutting out of magazines. That's always fun to do. Just take an image and collage that image on top.
Yeah, I don't think we were we're giving you a whole week to do this, guys. So yeah, we're throwing ours together pretty fast because that's what we need to do to get on with other things that we need to do in our life. But take your time. Cut out some things from, some other place like a magazine. That's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I'm looking around to see if I got any magazines laying around here because I thought I might find. I'm going to take some of that other paper that I found and I'm going to collage this a little bit because I did find some darks in that stash of stuff. Let's see, what do I want to use here? So I've got some dark areas on these pages. And I think I'm going to take my stencil and draw around the eye section because that can be layered on in that dark, and maybe where the nose is too here. So just so you can get an idea how you can play with some of these stencils and make them different. So this one becomes an eye there. Stencils are fun, if you feel like you can't draw, sometimes just getting out stencils will help you be more creative. And then this one can go over here. So we've got our eye sockets. Let's do the nose.
Now I need a piece of dark paper. Maybe in this black. Got some black in here. Here's a piece of black that has been gel printed on, but I could just take that extra section and use it. And I wanted to find some smaller punches.
This is not the stencil piece, but I think this is going to require a mouth. So I'm thinking about putting a mouth on here like that. Yeah, that works. And I've got some of these
probably just, Mika, it's probably just, you know, the guy who brings the packages.
Yeah. Yay, packages. Yay.
That's enough. Don't need to go all crazy. There's no enemies at the gate.
So I'm going to glue.
Shh. No crazy dog. Shh.
These pieces on here.
Yeah, I'm just gluing as I go. I punched out this weird shape, which is like an odd square to make him a little hat. My little skelly guy. It's going to actually go over the edge here. But see how much fun you can have with punches and dies just with regular old shapes. You don't have to have a punch or die that's a specific shape.
No.
You can just have fun with whatever ones you end up with.
Okay.
This is a little leftover piece. I'm
going to glue this.
Also, sometimes you can punch with just, like, I got this one turned like this, right? I can punch with just the corner of it and get a triangle just by using just the corner. Don't even have to use the whole shape. And then with those two triangles, I can make a bow tie if I have a circle punch, which I'm going to go look for a circle.
I'm going to use another stencil. This one is kind of cool because it's got both the sugar skull stuff and the regular skeleton on it. This one is from Deco Art Media. It's an Andy Skinner stencil. But I think I also want to do florals because if you look at a lot of that Latin celebration stuff, they got a lot of florals in it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely florals.
So I wonder if I have any.
This one might be sticking a little bit.
These are not sticking down enough for me. Get them to stay down.
That's fun. That punch is about had its day.
Okay, so I've got, this is a Jamie Doherty from Prima. I've got a couple of different florals. I've also got, this one is from who? I don't know. iStencil maybe? Anyway, I got a bunch of different floral things here. I think I want to put some viney leaf stuff in the background first though. So let me get this stencil. This is a Gina K stencil. And see if I have some ink I want to use here. Because I am an ink girl.
That is true. That's kind of fun. Give him a little face, a little bow tie. And then he does need a little bit of a nose, which is going to be also a triangle. I might just take this little scrap and just cut like that. My scissors and just give him a little bit of a nose. So you get the idea, right? So that's just, playing with punches, playing with different punches. I happen to have on my in a drawer over here, which is right near my desk. And I might actually maybe, I was thinking about this. This is, I don't know. I just like the way it looks. It's it's the tear out part from, I don't know, I just like it. Okay, so there's a spiral bound, and then there's a perforated. This is in some journal that I have, or some page that I have. Here we go. This one maybe has it. Okay, this one's not perforated, but you can see that for some of them, they put a perforation right there, and you can tear the page out away from the spine. And then if you take it apart completely, like I obviously did at some point, you end up with something like this. And it just kind of reminds me of a fence or something. I don't know. I like it. So I thought maybe I would use it on my page. It was in my scraps. It was just there in my scraps. So it just would make an interesting element on here, I thought. And it's got a little bit of blue on it because it was something bled through on the page when I was using it. That book, whatever book that was, I don't even know. This was interesting by my cutting. I have a big guillotine cutter. And these were just things that were sitting by the cutter that had been cut off of other projects at some time during the last, however. And I was just looking for scraps, and I saw these, and I thought, hey, those are fun. Those are fun. I like them. And I also found a couple. Can I find another one? Like there's things that you could use, like I have a leaf, I have a flower. In this store, there's some other flowers. These might be kind of fun to maybe punch out of some colorful paper and add to it. And I'm messing up all my punch drawer, and I'm going to have to figure out. It's like Tetris putting it back together. Might keep this circle. All right, so maybe marigolds might be fun. Or, marigolds are orange, and they're something that's really used often on altars for Dia de los Muertos. So let's see if I can find some papers that might be fun to punch.
I went over to my drawers and I started digging through, and I had a couple of distress oxide. I also have some spray ink in a newer color. This is Wicked Elixir.
Wicked Elixir.
Wicked Elixir. And I thought, oh, how appropriate is that? Well, this one has the mica in it, and it's a green. So I thought, well, this would be good to use with what we're doing here. I also have a speckled egg with oxide, because I want to use oxide ink on here, or something, that's going to bury the layers underneath. When you have collage and color underneath, sometimes you need something that's more opaque. And so I'm picking things that have mica and the oxides, and that's just because I'm going to push the background into the background by using this type of product rather than a translucent product. So we'll see what this does. If I can ever get it open. That's the hard part, right? Getting it open. I like your little skeletal guy there.
Thanks.
Pretty cute.
Here's a few little leavies I thought might be kind of fun.
We used to build snowmen and Santa Clauses and all kinds of stuff out of our punches.
Yeah, that was what it was kind of a throwback for today. That's what I was thinking about, was either die cut shapes or punchy shapes could make some kind of a fun scene, right?
It sure can. I mean, you can build houses. Because punches and die cuts come in so many different shapes.
Yes.
I like basic shapes. Circles and squares and rectangles and triangles. Okay, so I think I got that off of there. So without killing myself. So I want to add, this is that green mica spray. I want to add that first and dry it down a little bit. So let's see if we can get it without going all over the place. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Those aren't really too dark. I wonder if this would be better. It's like a lighter color.
Add a little bit in here. And
I did want to point out this piece too. So I'm going to use this someday on something else. This is like the leftovers of the punch, right?
yep.
That right there is a cool little collage element for something else some other time. So I'm just going to put some flowers and leaves on here because I punched them out. So I'm going to glue them on. My little scene. Somehow I was going to get some of this even lighter color that I see on here. And this is just deli paper that's had excess paint scraped over the top of it. Literally, that's what it is. Just leftover paint. Same with this. This has got kind of some darker orange, so I thought maybe that might be interesting as well to get a little bit of variety. But I'm leaning in really hard into the colors from the slide. Really, really hard.
Really, 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 really hard.
Really, really hard.
So you guys, this is the shimmer that you get off of that green mica spray. And that again is Wicked Elixir. So this is a special edition for Halloween this year. I happened to get in on a sale, so I thought, well, why not? I'll get some of that. And then,
I mean, you can't go wrong with something named Wicked Elixir. That's just cool.
yes, I mean, yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's got the shimmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna dry that, and it'll even become brighter because of the mica that's in it.
You want out. Is that it? Out, out, out. There you go. So I let her out, and of course, like in 3 seconds, she's gonna want back in.
Well, of course.
I can already tell she's gonna do it. She's gonna be like, nah, there was nothing out there. It was false alarm.
So how are you coming? You getting ready to move on to the next step?
Yeah, I'm just gluing on some flowers here.
Okay. So that was step 2, right? Or 3?
No, that was step 3.
Step 3. Okay, so step 4 says use pencil markers to add detail to your focal image.
Yeah, pencils or markers.
Yeah. So
Start
we're
throwing
on
on some
step
detail.
4. And I'm going to get some pencils and markers, I guess.
Well, that's probably a good step. Yes. Gonna need them. And use whatever you want. If it's, if it's colored pencils, if it's watercolor pencils, if it's some type of crayons, whatever you have. Don't go buy something or anything like that crazy.
Well, you know me, I've got plenty of that stuff.
Yep, me too.
And
I want more of these little guys.
I want my Stabilo.
I don't know. I might put some more on later, but I gotta hurry up and get to the next step. Anyways, so yeah, step 4, use pencils, markers to add detail to your image. All right, what? Yeah, Stabilo might be a good choice. Let me see. That's not black. This is black. Because then you could blend it out and make it even into shadows and things. So let's go with that. And you don't have to outline every single thing. We're not talking about going crazy with it. But
No.
if you did want to color something or you wanted to add some detail to something, add some shadows around something so that it stands out a little bit more. I was thinking to myself I wanted to use a little bit of white to add some fingers.
That's where I'm going to grab my pencils here. These are those watercolor pencils. So I'm going to grab those because I want to add some white to my skull. But I also want to I want to turn this into something else. So that's still wet. Oops. That's still wet.
Some Posca pins. These are nice if you want to add color to something because they're opaque. Like maybe I want to add a little hat band up here to this hat. That's not flowing very well. You can prime them off on your scratch paper. It's just not flowing. Get a different one.
Oh, that's an indigo blue. That's not a. All right.
Anyway, I've got this one, which I can go around some of these shapes. It's not glued down very good. This is a Stabilo All pencil. You guys are all familiar with this. Because the shapes I punched are similar to the background. Yeah, I told you she was going to come back. Scratch, 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 scratch. Little brat. Some of these are not glued down very well. Oh, well.
There we go. I knew I had one up here. Here we go.
So then I can take a fine tip water brush like this one and get it primed here. And I also think I want a little piece of paper towel, just a tiny piece, just to blot off on. But I can go around these flowers and I can blend into the background and make them stand out. See how much difference that makes? With a little bit of this type of pencil that's watercolor, water reactive pencil, you can make such an interesting effect. And those things that were too much the same color are now standing out in the background. And you can blend those lines out, make them more interesting. So easy.
Need to sharpen my pencil.
Yeah, I had to do that too.
Well, that's not working very well. Okay, need a better. They need to make a better pencil sharpener. That's all I can say.
I was watching somebody's video and they were going on and on about a pencil sharpener and how great it was.
I think that was Mary Beth.
It might have been, maybe.
I haven't found any of them that are wonderful. That work for everything, you know.
I, of course, have no idea which pencil sharpener she was even talking about, so I can't tell you. But I don't use an electric one. I use, this is a manual one on my
Yeah, I
desk.
think that's the same one I've got in my hand here.
Yep, similar.
But I was trying to get a more of a point.
Yeah.
And I can't. I got to get a knife. This is not working. It just keeps breaking.
Sometimes the pencil leads down inside of them are broken.
Yeah, well, when they ship them, they're not
Yeah.
wrapped well enough, and then they break in shipping.
Yep. So then you're going along and you're sharpening down the wood, but then the lead on the inside of the pencil is already broken and you don't know it.
Yep.
It's very frustrating.
So good old utility knife, and I can get it back to where I need it.
That works.
So got a mess on my desk, but that's all right. Because the pencil sharpeners, I tried two. I had an electric one and I had a manual one. Neither one of them was doing what I wanted it to do. So much for that, right?
Yep, the heck with that.
Get your knife out. Use what you got. So now I can get back to what I was doing. I wanted to give this skull some hair here. And I do want to take my oxide and use one of those flowers, wherever it is. I've got one that's got a little open space to it. So I think I'll use this one. Because, you know, these florals in this are really important. It's just part of the heritage thing. So I'm going to put some Distress Oxide through the stencil and let that dry down, because then I can come back and layer some other things on top. But I want to get that floral. You guys see that? There's a floral image there now on the top of the skull. And I'll add some more up in here.
So now I'm adding shading and I'm just like kind of going around the edges of these pieces on one side and then blending that out and letting it run onto the bones a little bit just to get like some dimension onto these bones so that they're not so stark white. I might even do it around the eyes and things. To get this kind of shading going on.
Oh, I'm liking that. All right, that's making me happy. I'll get one up here. I'm going to use some of this color that I've got on my sponge to shade around the edge of my skull here. Combine the two so it doesn't look just like it's slapped on there. Get a little contouring going. Then I've got some black soot, distress oxide also, and I want to deepen this stuff in here. So I'm going to bring some of that black soot around.
I want to do the very edge of my page with a little bit of some sort of dark to make like kind of a vignette. Ink,
Yeah.
some sort of ink. I'm not sure. I haven't got there yet because I still need to put the details on.
Yeah, that was
here.
That was just adding some stuff to the focal point, which I haven't really finished yet. So I need to finish out this. Something like here. Something around the edge of the skull here. And then I'm also going to add some paint. I don't have that orange anyplace other than here. So let's see. This probably isn't dry. I have to keep reminding myself that we are using pencil and marker to add detail to the focal image. I'm not even working on that other stuff. So I got to go back to my focal image, and I want to take probably a white because I want to add
That's gray. I want a blue. Make him into a little sugar skull. Because that's fun. Might be time for a new white pen. I think this one was about had its day in the sunshine.
let's see. Let's do a little.
I'm going to take this green and I'm just going to make some little connecting line situation. Trying to just flesh out my scene a little bit.
I should have a white Posca. That pen just does not cut it.
Yes, you definitely should have a white Posca. I agree. Well, that's pretty cute.
Come on. Come on, white.
Yeah, my white Posca's seen better days.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Thought I just brought a new one up here. There we go. Finally got some.
I'm going to use a little bit of ink, like you said, to go around the outer edges of my page just to kind of close it in. Just with the pad directly onto the paper. Okay, that's cute, I think.
I think I want to come back with some of that purple.
Ooh, I didn't do any purple. Purple's my favorite too. What was I thinking?
And a sponge or something.
All right, where? Such a mess. Everything is such a mess.
See if this one's darker. Yeah, it's a little darker purple. So I'll get a combo going here. I want to do,
Oh,
what do I do with that big rose? I want that one. I don't know, what does that look like? Let's see. Let's see what that looks like. Just get a little bit of that purple. Nothing to write home about. Okay, I want that one that fills in the background more.
don't I have a heart punch somewhere? You'd think in all these punches I would have a heart of some sort. Okay, that one's a little bit bigger than I wanted, but it's a possibility.
Go use a little bit darker. Blend it out. See how that does. Oh yeah, that's better. And we'll get another one up in here.
Just gonna give him a little heart. So I think he should have a little heart. Right there, perfect.
I want what? I'm going to add some more white in here. All right, so I did add some stuff to the focal image. I think I need to do a little bit more of that green. That we started out with, and add just a touch of this brighter green to it. And some leaves. We need some leaves. We do that other leaf stencil. Here we go. Get my green.
You know what happened?
What?
I think we did step 5, add shading and or highlighter around images first. And then we did step 4, use pencil.
No. We did step 4. It says use pencil marker to add detail to your focal image. And that's what I was doing. This is my focal.
Okay.
Is that what you were doing?
I did both. I did add shading and or highlights around the images as well already.
Okay. So you've moved on. So we're actually up to step 5, add shading and highlights around the image, right?
Yeah, which I've already done.
Okay.
I did those 2 steps.
I'm just beginning with, because I wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, I think I actually started with the shading first on accident.
Okay.
Because I got distracted by pencil.
Okay.
You know, Stabilo pencil.
Yeah, I know. I know. Stabilo.
And then I
So
wanted to add shading with the Stabilo because you blend it out.
I'm adding some of this green accent into my shaded background, and I'm going to highlight around that stuff.
Well, it's going to be hard to separate that.
Yeah, well,
my own fault.
It'll be short. It'll be shorter. Right. So I'm just stenciling some of that, because the green and purple are a good combo. Just saying.
Yes.
And I might want to add a little bit of, I want to add some white around the eyebrow area here. Get that bony protrusion, that bony protrusion on the forehead here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then under the cheekbone here, we need a little bit of bony protrusion here. So I want to add that. And then on the chin, so I'm good with that. Then I also want to take my black crayon or something black here. Here's my Stabilo. That's finer line. Get a finer line here. getting too much stuff out of my desk. I can't find anything again. Stabilo. Okay, so I want to do kind of the nostril area here. And the front into the mouth. And a little bit underneath there. So that is part of, I should have some water here to rinse my stuff. Oh, I'm so bad.
Oh my gosh. Little brat sparking.
Just doing what dogs do.
Well, my son's got her stirred up. They're doing something. Maybe going for a walk. I don't know. She's telling him to hurry up.
Oh, yeah.
Stop dipping around and let's get moving.
All right, so that was adding shading and highlight around images. I still need to do some more of that. I need to take my stencil, this stencil, come back on top of this, or maybe I can just do, it with a, yeah, I can very quickly, sketchily come back in and put in some of these petals. I'm not gonna, if I was taking more time, I would take my stencil and do something a little bit more precise, but I'm not being precise. I'm just doing a page, you know?
Yeah, but if you want to, you could, absolutely.
You could take your time. You could do as much or as little as you want, but
So we've given you plenty of time to do it. So
right, you got all week.
yep.
But I want to accentuate some of this floral shape in the background here, and I'm just using a Posca pen to do that with.
That's my favorite way to do it. Just give me a Posca pen and I'll be happy.
I wonder if I have a Posca in a light green. Might have to use a brush. I don't know.
I have this one.
I might.
I think I have all the colors, or almost all of the colors.
Well, I didn't bring everything upstairs. I only brought like one set of Posca pens upstairs. So
And probably your green is still downstairs.
oh, I got a green. It's not the right green, but it'll do. It'll do. It's a journal page, right?
Yep.
Keep saying that. It's a journal page. But I just wanted to, yep, I haven't used this one yet, so I got to get the paint to flow. Actually, the blue might not be bad. Maybe I'll do blue. It's flowing. I'll do blue because it's flowing.
That makes sense. Makes sense to me.
I don't always have to use the same color. Actually, I like the blue. It's fine. Since I needed that other color. Let's see. Let's do some. Blue around here. Oh yeah, I like the blue. Just saying. It's adding some dimension. Should probably add some into the eye here too.
You know, I used to have a bunch of letters. But the question is, where is it? I don't know. I think I'm going to use it.
Black, 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 black. Well, I've got, what's this pen? Oh, this is that Jane Davenport black. Might as well try that out on here too, right?
Definitely. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that pulls some of that dark up into that area from below. Helps make a more congruous. Is that a word? Congruous piece here. And pull down here.
Too small.
Yeah, I'm liking that. So I do need to darken the edge. That's part of that whole shading. That's when you darken the edge. So I'm going to take some of that black soot distress oxide to darken my edge with. Oh yeah, that's looking very October-y. So are you up to words yet?
What?
Are you still shading?
I'm done with all of that. I'm just waiting for you.
Okay, so I need to go on to the last step, which is cut and paste words.
Yes.
Okay, so let me find some words.
I wanted to use letters, I think, but I'm just like looking through all my junk. See if I can't find stuff because I have this one set of stickers that I kind of want to use, but I don't have all the letters I need.
Oh, I thought I had some Halloweeny stuff here. I'll get some of that stuff. Some more rub-ons. I love rub-ons. It's casual. I had some that were holiday.
That's too small.
I like those snarky ones.
I
I get sucked into reading them every time I pick them up. Those are metallics. These are, all right, I must not have the holiday ones up here. So I'll just roll with what I've got.
Good plan. Kind of what I'm doing.
I like, let's see, I need a, here we go.
Can you come in? Yes. It should be Hiram.
I'll be there in a second.
You need to go?
I don't know what he wants. He wants me to come do something.
Then you need to go do that.
All right. Well, we're almost done here.
We are. I'm just going to put a quote on mine and I'll be finished pretty much. So that's it for this week. We'll give you a final shot for image and we'll start again next week.
Yep. I'm going to color in these letters and stick them all the way down, but it just says remember. I'm being called away to my other job as a caretaker.
That's right. That's right. We got other jobs.
These will be colored in, and it says remember, because mine is about Dia de los Muertos. So, and final shots will be coming.
Right.
And I'm going to use Posca pins to color it. So we'll see you guys for the challenge next week.
Exactly.
Yep.
So this says, I don't know what your problem is, but I know it's not mine. So I think that's appropriate.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for being here with us, and we'll see you next week with another channel or challenge channel. Bye.
Bye.